Moving quickly, another handoff to Rankin. Rankin finds a hole. He's at the 30, makes it to the 20. He's got one man to beat. Rankin walks into the end zone. Into the backfield, Braden Wright looks over top. He's going to try to find a man. He's got Alec Tatum. Tatum bobbles it, but he's in the end zone. What a connection between Braden Wright and Alec Tatum. Handoff to Rankin. Rankin right up the middle, and he's in the end zone for a Bearcat touchdown.
You that the views expressed in today's show do not reflect the views of KZLX, KNWT, or Northwest Missouri State University. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
It's going to be a rainy day for Bearcat football. They're getting back into it. The Bearcats have a scrimmage tomorrow against Sioux Falls. It's going to be really nice to have Bearcat football finally taking on another team, even if it's just for like a scrimmage / practice kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, is that open to everyone to come watch?
I think so. I think it is open to the public for people to go.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was open or not.
I wish it would not be rainy because that would have been.
That'd be awesome. I'll still be there because I have to take pictures for a class, so I'll be there. But it is awesome that Bearcat football is starting back up again.
Yeah, and you got to feel good for the players too. They're done practicing against each other, for a whole year now. They could actually play someone other than themselves.
Yeah, that's got to be exciting.
That's got to be really easy. Even if it's just a joint practice, you finally get to hit somebody else that is not on your team.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you finally get to face someone who's and Bearcat football is humongous in this community, so I'm sure the community will come out for it. I'm sure we'll see a bunch of Bearcat fans in the stands for this scrimmage tomorrow because it's this fall without Bearcat football. It didn't seem right. Every Saturday, it just felt like something was off. And usually we get to see the green and white game between Northwest is kind of scrimmaging each other, and a lot of people go out for that, but I guess we're not getting that this year. We're just in a joint practice against Sioux Falls, so no green and white game, but you do get.
They might have that early fall next year.
Yeah,
maybe.
but I was saying is like the spring. You don't see that in the spring.
True. Yeah. We'll take what we can get, though. It is good, Sam. I like that you brought that up. The fact that we can kind of get some kind of. It's not like Coach Wright's gonna pull out all the stops in the playbook by any means, but it is gonna good to see the guys back out there again and kind of get somewhat of a feel of what we might be able to expect.
It's been a while since we've been able to see Braden Wright and Amani Donadell and all these. Yeah. There's definitely some new faces that we have to see because the last time we called any games on KZLX, a lot of these players, a lot of those players are gone now. So. Mm-hmm.
A lot of the players on the roster now that will be playing weren't playing. They were younger and didn't
some were
probably
time. Still in high school.
Yeah, right. It's going to be super odd because, last year there was no football. There were supposed to be, those NCAA scrimmages in the fall that were like a week away from happening, and then COVID. I think it was Washburn.
Washburn kind of. And they had some issues
because of that. They had to cancel all 3 scrimmage games. For safety reasons. So it was the right call, obviously, but. We were all looking forward to that, and now it looks like, we get a scrimmage with Sioux Falls, and as of now, the fact that there is a football schedule out officially published is, a good sign. They're planning to go full tilt, with a full schedule like normal, and the fact that it's already available and ready to go is a good sign for next fall.
Speaking of other sports, we can talk about baseball. They have it's a 5-game set coming up. It's 3A, but tomorrow they have a doubleheader against Central Oklahoma in Edmond, and then Saturday, and actually they have it down twice. April's the 2 Saturday games. I guess it looks weird, but usually they just list the doubleheader once, but they list the doubleheader twice.
I think it's 1 game per listing. I think that's how they're doing.
I don't know.
So I think it's a 3-game series in Edmond.
When I first glanced at this, I'm like, what? That looks like 5 games, but no, they just put the doubleheader twice next to it. They have like DH for doubleheader.
Gotcha.
So the schedule kind of messed me up, but it's a 4-game or 3-game set.
Gotcha. That's what I thought.
3-game set, 2 games on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday. There's that. I thought it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, but nope, just Saturday, Sunday. It's a long trip for the Bearcats to make, but should be a fun one. The last time the Bearcats were out, they won 22-7 against Ottawa.
Unbelievable.
So nice to see the bats rolling, and the Bearcats have been playing good ball recently. They were on a 3-game win streak, and then unfortunately lost to Missouri Western in the final game of their series, but they took 2 out of 3 against Missouri Western, took 2 out of 3 against Newman, and so they're playing some good ball right now. As they started out slow, but they're really picking up. They're at 11-12 right now in the All MIAA schedule that they have, and so besides some games like Ottawa, but Bearcats playing their best ball at the right time because we're kind of winding down to the end of the year.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see the boys playing well when you need to be playing well, and that's toward the end of the year. And like you said, this team has had struggles starting off slow, and that's kind of a normal thing for this program. Unfortunately, a lot of the times at the beginning of the season, it's tough to get in a rhythm, and that's for a lot of teams too. Northwest is no exception. It's hard to get into a rhythm, especially with the weather being cold, and it's hard to fully get going when the weather's questionable and you have to obviously play baseball outside. And now, once the weather has started warming up and they get into a kind of a regular routine, this Northwest baseball team is playing really good baseball, like you said, Sam. And it's good to see, as a baseball fan in general, that's exciting to watch. Good baseball is, an exciting time to be a Northwest student and to go out to these games because it's always good when you see your teams win. So Northwest is doing more of that lately.
And we've said it a million times. It makes our job so much more fun when the sports are successful.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Well, 100% it makes our job way more fun when the sports are successful. And there's a lot of successful sports out there, Northwest baseball, getting into a winning groove. But a team who is already kind of in a winning groove, the volleyball team, they're doing really good as well right now. Their season's winding down, but they're 10-2 on the year. And looking to avenge one of their 2 losses to Nebraska Kearney on Saturday. And tonight they have a game at 6 o'clock against Fort Hays. So, looking to end the year with 2 W's to a team that, they beat earlier in the year. They beat 3-1 Fort Hays, and then they lost 3-0 to Nebraska Kearney. So these last two games, looks like they're the favorite going into tonight. But tomorrow night is the big matchup between 2 top 25 teams, Northwest at number 18 in the nation and Kearney at number 10.
Yeah, without a doubt, this is Coach Amy Worth has these girls playing really well right now, and this program is definitely on the upswing. They're ranked number 18 in the country, like you said, Sam. This should be a winnable match tonight against Fort Hays. The Tigers down in Hays are not the greatest of teams, but tomorrow against Nebraska Kearney, like you said, number 10 in the nation, I don't think they've lost a match all year. This is a big rivalry. Northwest and UNK, at least on the volleyball court, do not like each other because they're always ranked, in the top 25, or at least have been lately. And this UNK team's a really good, really, really good program. So we'll see if Northwest can. It would definitely be an upset, but this isn't, necessarily a match that Northwest has said, we don't have a chance, because I think the Bearcats really do. If they come out and play their brand of volleyball, I think they have a chance to upset the Lopers. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll definitely try to be there because it should be a good matchup.
And the Lopers are not undefeated on the year. They're undefeated in MIAA play.
Gotcha.
They're undefeated in MIAA play, but they have lost to Metro State and Oklahoma Baptist this year. So there are only 2 losses. No losses coming in MIAA play, though. And, Sam, you're right. Nebraska Kearney Northwest, it's not a really, you think about it, you don't think rivalry. But in volleyball, these have been really the 2 best teams in the MIAA the past few years. And, Nebraska Kearney has definitely become a rival to Northwest because Northwest, they've always been one step behind Nebraska Kearney the past few years, and now they're trying to finally get over the hump. And we'll see if they can do that Saturday night. It should be a fun one. Northwest volleyball also has not lost a set since March 20th.
That's a good stat.
That's impressive.
They have won 12 straight sets. They won 3-0 to Central Missouri on March 27th, and then again on March 27th in a kind of a tournament type thing in Topeka at Washburn. They beat Pittsburgh State also 3-0. So and then on senior night won 3-0 against Park, and then just last Saturday, they beat Missouri Western 3-0 at Missouri Western. So they're looking to keep the streak alive. I think they have a chance to do it against Fort Hays.
Absolutely.
They won 3-1 earlier against Fort Hays. So definitely could keep the streak alive. I think the streak is going to come to an end, though, against Nebraska Kearney.
It's likely this.
Now it's time to get into some basketball talk, and March Madness has come to a close. Monday night, we crowned a national champion, and the champion is out of the Big 12 for the second time ever. The NCAA championship is going to Texas. Baylor wins the national championship 86-70 over the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And really, it was Baylor's game from the very tip.
I would say from start to finish, Baylor kind of owned this game. Unfortunately, Sam, I was texting you throughout it. I really thought Gonzaga was going to do something, but
so did I.
It kind of seemed like the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. I was like, oh, the Chiefs will do it. The Chiefs will do it. We all thought Gonzaga was going to just put that run together. It's a game of runs, but they really just couldn't do it.
They couldn't. They went out to. They fell. Before Mark Few called the timeout, it went to 14-6. They went on an 11-1 run and didn't look back. Baylor punched Gonzaga in the mouth at the very tip, and Gonzaga, that was the most athletic team they played all year, and they could not They couldn't just respond to it. They couldn't adjust. And I don't think anybody in the country beats Baylor last night or last Monday night. I don't think they do. I don't think anybody does. And honestly, they could have beat maybe the worst NBA team. They were they played.
That was a good squad. Yeah, it was a good squad.
That is the best game that Baylor put together, and they needed that. They needed that game because if Baylor plays, I think, anywhere near the way Gonzaga played, I think Gonzaga beats them. I think Baylor needed to have that perfect game to win,
and they
did.
Yeah. Hats off to Baylor for playing one heck of a game.
I don't know if they needed to play a perfect game because their team is just that good.
Well, they played nearly perfect.
They did. Oh, for sure. They definitely played that way.
But what I'm saying is, obviously they didn't need a perfect performance like that, but they needed a performance like that to win.
Sure.
I'm saying if they played anywhere near down to where Gonzaga was playing, I think Gonzaga would have won.
Possible. Yeah, no, that Baylor team is just phenomenal. The way they play defense.
That's what
Davion Mitchell
did it for him.
Davion Mitchell is going to be in my nightmares for years to come.
He is. Really. Oh my goodness. He's so
he can do everything.
He can do whatever he wants.
And Gonzaga couldn't get a rebound on the defensive end because Mark Vital was Mark Vital is not tall. Timmy's about
big man.
He just wants it more than anyone else.
He wants it more than everyone. Yeah. He's bigger. I mean, he may not be taller, but he's physically built bigger. I saw some jokes on Twitter during the game. It's like Baylor looks like they lift with the football team, which wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Yeah.
Probably do. They just wanted it more. They just came out and they wanted it more than Gonzaga, and that sucks to say.
Yeah, they did. I think Gonzaga kind of got shocked when they showed after winning like they did against UCLA. Sometimes it's hard for teams to come off that high just less than 48 hours later in a championship game and play at the at the top of their game. And Gonzaga clearly just was a little bit shell shocked at the beginning of the game and just was not there. They were half asleep for the first.
They were
until the first media timeout, and by then it was too late because Baylor was on their game from the very tip. So,
and I think there could be a narrative here where Gonzaga, a lot of people may say, "Oh, Gonzaga choked."
They didn't choke.
Gonzaga did not choke. If you say Gonzaga choked, that is a slight to Baylor. That is it's saying Baylor didn't really do as well as they did because they played outstanding. Baylor won that game. Gonzaga didn't choke it.
That is correct.
No, yeah, that was just Baylor winning that game.
Baylor would have beat everybody that night. I mean, they played just that well.
And I thought coming into the tournament that Baylor might be a little vulnerable coming off the COVID pause. They didn't look good. They lost to Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament. I thought they might get to the Sweet 16 then lose, and I thought maybe Villanova would be the one to do it.
They almost did. Villanova
almost did.
They just had
but once they got to the Final Four, I knew that they were going to get to the championship. I knew if Gonzaga wanted to win, it'd have to go against Baylor. And the one team I was scared of the entire year, I was right to be afraid of them.
Yeah, the one team you were scared of was the one to get your
and
team.
I think if Gonzaga plays Baylor in December, we're telling a much different story. Baylor still might win the national championship, but it's definitely a closer game.
Yeah.
I think if these two teams meet earlier in the season like they were supposed to, this game's not a 16-point blowout.
No.
It was not near as close as I thought it would be, though, Sam. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the head coach of Baylor is, but
Scott Drew.
He came out with one heck of a game plan. They executed it perfectly. You know, that was the game. They probably had circled on their calendar all year. You know, they didn't want to look ahead, but they kind of figured if they want to win a national title, it's going to be against Gonzaga. So, you know, shout out to him for putting together a fantastic game plan. And sometimes you just get beat, you know. And that's
sometimes you just get beat, and that's exactly what Gonzaga did.
Yeah.
They now join the likes of 1991 UNLV, 1979 Indiana State, who went undefeated, lost in the championship. 91 UNLV went to the Final Four, undefeated, lost in the Final Four to Duke, and also joined 2015 Kentucky, losing in the Final Four when they were undefeated. So 1976 Indiana, still the last undefeated team in in college basketball. Last time it happened, I still think, even though this is a letdown of the season, I still think Gonzaga should be the preseason #1 team in the nation.
Yeah,
that's just depending on who comes back for Baylor, I would say.
Jared Butler's not coming back. Davion Mitchell's not coming back. Maceo Teague's not coming back. Mark Vital's not coming back. They do have a good recruiting class coming in, but they're not going to be as good as.
They'll be a good team,
but
they're not #1 in the nation.
Yesterday on Day-to-Day Picks, we did a way too early top 5, and I had Baylor at number 5. So I think they're going to be good, but
yeah, they're definitely like
Jared
in the top
Butler's
7.
going to the league. Davion Mitchell's going to the league. Maceo Teague, I think, he could go to the NBA, but I think he's also graduating. I think he was a senior. And Mark Vital is a senior as well. It's now time for everyone's favorite segment. It's Off My Rocker. And I can't remember. It's been a couple weeks since we, obviously we had a week off for the show. It's been a couple weeks. I can't remember who had the best one last week, so I don't know who's going to go last. But I know mine's probably not going to be the best, so I'll go first.
Okay. I'll take second.
Okay.
Sam, is yours good?
And Sam Gull and Sam Reeves can fight out for #1 and #2.
I can go.
You've kind of had a couple Off My Rockers in this show.
You go last.
Regardless.
We'll keep it
So, yeah. You're usually pretty good with your hot takes, so we'll let you go last. But mine's pretty simple. I like to add some elements into my Off My Rockers. This one, just one. It's pretty simple. The Rays are going to sweep the season series against the New York Yankees.
Oh, wow.
How many times do they play?
A lot. They play a lot.
You don't think they're going to series sweep?
Series sweep.
They're going to win. They're going to go
every
19-0.
single time.
Win every series?
Every single time the Rays play the Yankees this year, they're going to win.
So they're going to go 18 or 19-0.
Yes.
Okay. That's a simple one this week, but it's pretty darn ridiculous. No.
I'm looking up how many times they play the Yankees this year.
It's 18 or 19.
Something
normally.
like that.
Because you play each team in your division 19 times, I think. Yeah, so it should be 19.
So 19.
So they're going to go 19-0
against the New York Yankees.
That'd be quite
Even
defeat.
if you said against the Orioles or the Red Sox, I still would say you're ridiculous.
Well, they can't go undefeated against the Red Sox anymore because they've already been swept by
Randy
them.
Rosarena, sorry.
Rough
That's
start,
right. They got swept by the Red Sox. That's embarrassing.
They got swept. Hey, it's early. It's early.
But don't worry. You'll sweep the Yankees the entire season.
I mean, we're up 9-4 on them right now.
All right, so you're 1-0.
Right now.
18 to go.
And they went 7-2 last year against the Yankees.
But they
I
still lost
like
2.
your odds, Sam. I like your odds.
You do?
I think you're going to at least lose 5 games. At least lose 5 games.
At least lose 5 games. I'll take.
Okay, so they'll go. I can't do math. They'll go
Neither
what?
can I.
14-5.
13-5, 14. I'll take 13 games. I'll do that.
14-5. Yeah, there we go. 14. Yeah.
If you can do that, you'll win the division.
Yeah, definitely. Went 7-2 last year against the Yankees, and then we beat the Yankees in the ALDS. We own the Yankees.
Oh, you're off my rocker.
Also, Rays didn't lose at Yankee Stadium all year last year.
That's hard to do. I'll give them
the Yankee Stadium is no longer called Yankee Stadium. That's Tropicana Field North.
Oh.
Maybe need to put it. That's it's Tropicana Field North.
You are off your rocker.
Stop it.
Okay.
Since
Wow.
the Yankees didn't beat the Rays last year in Yankee Stadium, so Yankee Stadium is now.
But there are no Rays fans in Yankee Stadium.
Oh no, there definitely are. I can
not very many.
Not very many. Not very many, but I can hear them on the broadcast.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's because there's nobody there, so you can hear everything that everybody says.
Not at Yankee Stadium.
Well,
there's
because
tons
there's
of people.
COVID, there isn't.
Oh, yeah.
And last year, there was nobody there.
No, yeah, last year there was nobody there.
Except for a few Rays fans.
Well, no, last year I think they had literally nobody there.
Nobody was there last year.
But this year you can hear everything anybody
Yankee
says.
Stadium's Tropicana Field North.
Okay.
And we need to put a dome on it. We need to put a dome up there.
You got to add some catwalks.
Add some catwalks.
And an aquarium in the back.
And a race tank.
Replace the Monument Park with an aquarium.
Make it look nice. Get some rays in there. Yeah, get some stingrays in there.
I like it. It's all about style. Style points.
It's all about style. The Rays
you can ride
style.
the subway directly to Tropicana Field North.
Definitely.
Very good.
Yeah.
There you go. Nolan Arenado, right?
Nolan Arenado.
Stud.
He is.
And he's
that's what he is.
Yeah,
he's good at
he's
baseball.
proven it, and I think he's going to fit in pretty well in St. Louis. Cardinals have a lot of trouble with trying to get these guys who are good at one point in their career to develop and be as good as they are in St. Louis, and I think this is the man. But I think he's so good, he's going to end up batting .367 this year.
Oh, man.
Beating Ty Cobb's record for the highest batting average in MLB history. So I think he's on a record-setting
George Brett hit .390.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's not true.
Yeah, he did.
For a full...
In 1980.
Let's see what you got here.
He did. Look it up.
George Brett.
He did. He hit 390.
No, if anybody's going to do it, it's him.
Arenado's
So George Brett owns the record.
I don't know if it's the record. Don't quote me on it.
It says Ty Cobb has the highest at .366. And if that's for 24 years, that's pretty good.
I'm 99% sure George Brett hit .390 in 1980.
He did hit .390.
Why am I not seeing that?
He was over 400 for
he was.
With 2 weeks to go, he was over 400, and then he went over 10.
So the highest batting averages, actually, George Brett doesn't own the highest batting average. In 1994, Tony Gwynn batted .394.
I wonder if there's an asterisk on what I was looking at.
And George Brett's second at .390?
Yeah, George Brett's second at .390.
That's an interesting stat.
I don't know where they're getting this from.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was at 401 with a week to go.
I remember my dad was at the game that he got to 400.
Oh, really?
And
that's cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at career averages right there. Sorry.
Career batting.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, but yeah, regardless, he's gonna bat .395.
He's gonna bat .395.
Oh, I love this.
So he's gonna become the next
1
Tony
point
Gwynn.
higher. Yes, and he'll
.395.
What didn't he strike out once, like 15 times that season?
I don't know.
It was ridiculous.
So he's gonna hit .395. Anything else?
And have under 25 strikeouts.
Okay, well,
just a machine. Just a machine.
People strike out all the time this year.
Let's look up Tony Gwynn that year.
Tony Gwynn probably didn't strike out very much. Tony Gwynn barely broke his bat.
That's what I mean.
Tony Gwynn barely broke his bat.
Yeah, you should have went last year.
Like I think I remember watching when he died, there was like a 30 for 30 or like an E60 or whatever. And one of the stories in it, Tony Gwynn went 162 games using the same bat.
He never struck out more than 40 times in a season his entire career.
He didn't break his bat. That's insane.
Yeah.
He ended up with more doubles than strikeouts.
That's insane.
That's mind-blowing.
Tony Gwynn, one of the greatest.
Goated.
Yeah. So, Sam Reeves. I think Sam Reeves is going next. So.
Sounds good. The Baltimore Orioles are currently tied for first place in the American League East with none other than the Boston Red Sox.
Not after today.
At 4-3. This is why I'm doing this today and not next week. Because that's already going to be down the drain.
After today, the Rays will be up there tied.
Yeah, by next week, this off my rocker is going to be done, but this is why I'm doing it now. Orioles are tied for first in the AL East at 4-3. The Orioles will shock the baseball world and make the playoffs as a wild card. Then they will go on from a wild card to win the World Series, because once you get to the wild card, you've seen many times. Yeah, you've seen many teams that have gotten from there to the World Series and maybe to win it. So there you go. Your 2021 World Series champions, the Baltimore Orioles.
No.
You're
off your rocker.
This is why I like this segment.
You're rolling down the hill, down the street. You're off the rocker. Way far gone.
Originally, I had it as a wild card, but then
I was surprised you didn't just go full out and just say they're going to win the division.
No, they're not that good. They're just going to be hot at the end of the season.
They're not good enough to win the division, but they're good enough to win the World Series.
Well, okay, but here's the thing: there's plenty of teams that make the wild card game and win the World Series that don't win the division. That's happening.
I can only name one, and that's San Francisco.
The Royals did it.
They didn't win it though. They went there.
The Royals did it.
They went to the World Series.
In 2015, the Royals did it.
They were the best team in the American League.
I don't think they won the division that year.
Yes, they did.
I don't think so.
Yes, they did.
I'm looking it up.
They played the Astros.
They played
the Astros in the ALDS.
They won the division that year.
They won the division.
Sam, they won the division that year.
They did.
2014,
they went to they were the
Wildcats. They played the A's in 2014.
2015, they won
in
the
2015,
division.
I'm pretty sure the Astros won the wild card game, then went to Kauffman.
Yeah, because that was the year that whole crazy Game 4. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yep.
But regardless, you're wrong.
The point of this off my rocker is it's a good one, but I am far off the rocker.
Now Sam Gull.
I kind of got 2 in a way. So
that's fine.
I've got Whit Merrifield. He'll lead the league in home runs at the end of the season.
I like that one.
And
he might lead the league in hits,
home runs.
but I can't see.
Okay, I was completely wrong. I have 95 wins to the Royals in 2015.
Yeah.
That was
So
bad
Whit
take on my part.
Merrifield's.
Continue.
Honestly, there's a player on the Royals who could lead the league in home runs. Jorge Soler. But Merrifield's not going to do it.
I think Merrifield, honestly,
What's
has a
your
better
second
chance
one,
this
though?
year to
You have
do
a
it
second
than
one. What's
Soler.
your second one?
And then I really believe the Chiefs aren't going to lose a game next year and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No.
Oh, boy.
No.
Yes, they are.
Where's your
Schedule is too easy.
Turn the mic off. Yep.
He
There you go.
has been muted.
Happy Friday.
He's
He
done.
has
He's
been
done.
muted.
Sam Gall's muted, and the show needs
We are
to
all
end.
muted now. Bye-bye.
The show needs to end off of that. So thank you for listening to the Weekend Sports Kickoff this week. Also, thank you for watching on the KNWT Channel 8 Facebook page as we stream there every week as well. Thanks to